Welcome to episode 5 of the Learn to Wrap series, and today we're tackling the quarter panel. For us, our quarter panel starts here and goes up and following along here all the way around, down to here. On a lot of cars, and maybe on your car, the quarter panel actually goes underneath too. In addition to it going up like this, it also comes down, goes down like this, and then runs underneath the doors. Whether your vehicle is like that or not, this video will still help you because the techniques are exactly the same. But before we can wrap it, we gotta clean the whole panel. Just like the last video, use 70% isopropyl alcohol to clean any remaining dirt and grime left behind after washing the car. Most of this dirt will be trapped under seals, particularly around windows. In order to effectively clean under these seals, I find wrapping a microfiber cloth around a thin tuck tool works really well. Now that it's clean, there's two little areas we need to focus on first. The first one is a judgment call, and it's completely up to you. See this little space in here? You can see silver in there. And because the rose gold is such a drastic change from silver, that will show. So we're going to try and slide an inlay in there just to cover it up. If your car has that, or if it doesn't bother you that much, it's completely up to you if you want to try and put an inlay in there. But that's one spot for like full coverage that you should be aware of at least. This is the second spot. This is the back of the quarter panel. And once the vinyl wraps around here, it's going to be hard to wrap it again to get this and this. So we're going to do an inlay here just to cover this up and make sure it doesn't show through. And see this mess in here? This is what I had to do to get the antenna out. I'm telling you, man, old cars are a disaster. For the first inlay, apply knifeless tape to the edge of the quarter panel. Then slide your piece of vinyl into the gap, making sure you have enough to tuck down into the space between the panels. A tuck tool is perfect for this because there's no way you can fit a finger in there, and anything thinner than the tuck tool might risk cutting the vinyl. Once it's laid down, pull the knifeless tape to get your clean cut, then reapply the edge. Finally, extend your blade to cut the excess vinyl in the gap, clean up the remaining edges, and you're done your first inlay. The second inlay follows the same steps. Lay down your knifeless tape, apply the vinyl, pull the knifeless tape, and clean up the remaining edges with your knife. Now it's time to prep the main part of the panel. It's critical to tape off every seal that needs to be tucked under because this makes the vinyl easier to tuck and also reduces risk of contamination. I doubled up the tape on the rear window because vinyl really sticks to glass, and this will allow me to reposition the vinyl easier. Then I taped the trim on the roof all the way down to the windshield. With the blue tape done, it was time for knifeless tape. I laid the knifeless tape on the interior body line about 2 inches inside the door. By wrapping this far in, we can be sure that no paint color will show through the door gaps and give us a more professional finish. Lastly, wipe down the panel with 70% isopropyl alcohol and you're ready to start unrolling your vinyl. Okay, we're finally ready to go, but we've got to do some quick math here, so bear with me. For a normal panel, we're going to follow this all the way down, and we come to this end right here, we want to go 3 inches past and 3 inches past on the other side to make sure we have enough material. But we also want to cut the doors out of this big panel that we're going to lay. So we have to make sure we have enough material for the doors as well. So not only do we have to go 3 inches past here, we have to account for having an extra 3 inches over here, having an extra 3 inches over here, and then on this door, an extra 3 inches, and then an extra 3 inches. But also for the quarter panel, we need an extra 3 inches here. I know it's a bit confusing, but just think of it this way. At every edge of the panel, you want to have an extra 3 inches of vinyl, just so you have enough to pull the material, to stretch it, and also you don't want to play things that close. So if something gets misaligned that, you're out of vinyl. So let's do this again. We need 3 inches for this edge right here. Then for the door, we need 3 inches. That's 6. The other edge of the door, we need another 3. That's 9. Now this door, we need 3. That's 12. This door here, we need 3. That's 15. So from the edge of here, we got 15 extra inches. And from here, we need 3 extra inches. So whichever one of these is further, this plus 3 or this plus 15, that's where we're going to put the vinyl. That's how far we need to go. So if we do it quickly, we'll go here. This plus 15 goes to about here, which is where that mark is. Okay. And this plus 3 goes to about here. So the 15 inches is much further. So when we're rolling out this vinyl, we're going to come all the way to here. To make that even easier, I'm going to mark it. So 15 is right about there. We're going to get some tape, and it's about right there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but roughly. Let's just double check just to be fun. And look at that. Bang, right on 15. Now for this part, you can either use some type of cart like I have here, or a jack works really well. You slide the vinyl over the handle of the jack. But I find it's much easier to unroll the vinyl this way across the whole car instead of trying to have it on a roll or a shelf and trying to cut the vinyl, because the piece is so long that trying to then pick it up and roll it up and then laying it, it's really hard to manipulate the vinyl when it's that big. So we're going to use this method of unrolling it. Now you want to make sure it's the same orientation. This was the top on that side, so this is going to be the top on this side, obviously. So we'll turn this around, turn our little cart around. Again, we want the vinyl to be at right around there because it's 15 inches. So this does get a little difficult to, again, manipulate, but just take your time. Put on some music and go nice and slow. Enjoy it. So now we'll put this right there. If it's not perfect, it's okay. We can come back and make some adjustments. The main issue you're going to find here is that unless your jack or whatever you're using to unroll the vinyl is high enough, the vinyl will sit too low to the floor. So you're going to have to raise up everything. And also the top of the vinyl is going to keep either flopping back or flopping that way. It's better if it flops this way because it's against the car. But if it keeps falling down, get some extra magnets to hold it up there. So we're going to keep unrolling. My cart wants to move. And I want to place one of these magnets up here to prevent this from flopping down like I was saying. Just gotta find, there we go. That should be okay for now. So keep unrolling. My cart wheel is struggling. Okay, so see how this is happening? Like the vinyl is starting to get all wonky. It's not ideal, but you really just don't want it to start creasing. So far we're okay. Keep it nice and loose. Keep going. Okay, so now we'll probably just put another. See, we want it like that, nice and like no big wrinkles anywhere. Put that there just for now. It's okay. We're still gonna keep coming this way until we get all the way to the edge. Okay, I'm gonna come over here, and I want one more at the top or higher up, just because I feel like this is gonna flop down on me. But there's too much tension there. Where can I put this? That's okay. All right, and now I'm just gonna bring it all the way around on this side, so I have an extra 3 inches here, and then we'll be set up. Okay, we're good to go. I've cut the vinyl, so we have an extra 3 inches on the back side, and now I've slid it up, so as you can see, it's higher here, and we have our extra vinyl at the top. So now that we've done all that, we can finally cut it out, and remember, we're gonna cut out the doors from this too, and then we can finally start wrapping. So quarter panel, a lot of work. So we're just gonna follow the edge of the door. That's what I'm feeling right now. Quarter panel's here, the door's here. So you would just follow the edge, and the quarter panel doesn't go all the way, remember? Stops, well, I could probably feel where it stops, right here. So we have to make sure we have enough for all of this. So we'll follow the edge of the door, and I'll probably follow it to, well, if the quarter panel stops here, it doesn't really matter. We could cut all of this, I guess. So let's just double check. Yeah. So we'll come here. We'll start going up. And again, I just want to make sure. So the quarter panel is going to end right there. So I just want to come this way, which might be a little too much, but it's fine. And we're going to come, feel the door right there. We're going to come usually about 2 fingers past. That's the door there. We're going to come up like this. Here's the door here. We're going to come like this. And then, oh, that flopped down. It's okay. Here's the door here. Yeah. I'm going to start curling up. Make sure we have enough to curl up. There we go. Why is that so hard? Okay. keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, no. That's gotta be the window. Yeah. Now we come this way. Oh, you want to wrinkle that? So now you're going to want to take a magnet and put it onto the door, because now that we're cutting this out, if it's cut out completely, it's just going to drop. So I'm just trying to feel now. Again, I'm just feeling the board. You can see it right there. So we're just going to feel that. Feel. It's right there roughly. I just want to stay below it. Now, this part, just want to make sure our vinyl's not getting all wonky on us. The quarter panel obviously comes across and curves down. But if we curve down, start cutting it down, the door is going to get messed up, right? The door, because the door is a square. So if we start curving down, then that door, the front end of that door, will have a curve in it and won't be cut properly. So you can cut straight across. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to follow this, make sure I have enough here. And just look at the rough width of this. I'm going to go straight across. I'm going down a little, but you know, whatever, it's fine. So the doors are completely cut out right now. We're just going to roll this up and put the roll of it in the car. You could label the orientation, but I mean, it's a very obvious orientation. This side's curved and the front isn't, so obviously this will be the back. But if you need that reminder, yeah, you can label it with some tape, like I said in the previous video with the Sharpie and the roll of tape. If your vinyl looks like this right here, don't worry. So this is going straight and the panel's curving down. You did not mess up. That's fine. We're just going to take this vinyl and then we're going to heat it and curve it down so it covers it like that. This is how it's supposed to be. Don't worry. The last step before we can start applying the vinyl is to cut away all the excess material. Although the step isn't mandatory, it helps to make the vinyl more manageable and also saves you material that can be used to wrap small objects like the door handles and mirrors. When it comes to applying the vinyl, I typically roll the backing paper away until I get just past the rear door. Then I work the back section and leave the thin pillar for the end. Use the same technique as every other panel, glass out the panel, squeegee from the middle out, and use smooth overlapping strokes. For this section, I prefer to cold stretch the vinyl and bend it downwards to get the correct shape. Then I can relax it into position with some heat, but the heat isn't always necessary. To cut out the edges of the panel, we use the same technique. Rest your blade on the edge of the adjacent panel, cut, then tuck the vinyl in. Around the windows, it's a little different for me. First, I cut most of the vinyl away to give me a reasonable amount to work with. Then I tuck this vinyl in as far as I can, but in my experience, because it's still too long, you're not able to tuck the vinyl fully. So I trim one more time, this time much closer to the edge of the seals, leaving just enough to tuck under the seal. Then I use two tuck tools, one to lift the seal and the other to tuck the vinyl under, leaving a nice clean finish. The quarter panel is done. Look at that. Super, super clean. We have great corners here, and with our inlay, if I can get the light in there, you can see it looks super clean in there. The knifeless tape on the door jambs gave us a nice clean line in here. And all around the window trim, it's nice and tucked in. So we're making progress. Obviously, I'm not going to show the other side of the car because it's the exact same panels, just mirrored. So we're just going to work on this side. It's brighter on this side. I could get better angles with the camera. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one. We're going to keep wrapping. And as always, thanks for watching.